I mean, I'll be blunt. I know people were upset about it. They made sure to drop in my DMs, making sure I knew about it. Like, yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. But honestly, it's par for the course with Nerdrotic. I mean, I would be kind of amazed to see him not being a bigot with some of the shit he says. That would be, like, refreshing for me. Just, him having a take that's not bigoted at this point. Alright, so here's something I actually wanted to go over. Because, we all remember this. Nerdrotic did this cringy Blue Beetle thumbnail. It was super cringe. We went over the video. The video itself was awful. Terrible. The guys have no idea how to review anything. They can't review themselves out of a paper bag. But anyways, obviously we got some bigotry going on here. Let's taco about Blue Beetle. And then there's some videos, YellowFash, I remember the first one being like, oh, they're trying to cancel Nerdrotic. Okay, number one, I can guarantee you part of the reason they're doing this shit is for attention. Like the whole cancel, they're just doing it for attention. They're doing it for, he can do it both sides. Like, oh, they're trying to cancel me, and then, still get eyes on it. So it's not, doesn't mean anything. And it doesn't mean anything because he just did the same thing for Ahsoka just now. Let's taco about Ahsoka. Even though it doesn't even make any sense. Like, Rosario Dawson isn't Mexican-American, my understanding. Pretty sure she's African-American, but, all this just means American, but, yeah, it just shows, like, obviously he's not hurt by it, because just did the same thing again, because it got him attention. So, yeah, I was actually kind of interested what YellowFash says about this, so let's go ahead and dive in.
Nobody cares about Blue Beetle. This movie is an absolute failure.
I actually care about it. I thought it was a really good movie. You guys should check it out. Although it's not doing well in the box office. That being said, like, everybody predicted this movie wouldn't do well. I was calling it a while ago. I was hoping it would do well. Well, I was hoping it would be a good movie, first of all. And then, if it's a good movie, I hope it does well. It did the first one. It was a good movie. It's not doing well. Unfortunately. But now the good news is that means it's going to come to streaming. I think it's coming to streaming like September 18th or something really soon. So, people get to see it on Prime Max. Although, I wonder if it'll come to Max. It may not come to Max immediately. It might be pay-per-view for a little bit and then go to Max a couple weeks later. But yeah, like I said, this is a good movie. It's worth checking out. So, like, this thing that nobody cares about it. I care. I liked it.
And there's a lot of reasons for that, but at the end of the day, nobody went and watched this movie. Warner has tried to put a lot of reasons for why it failed, like blaming a hurricane that only hit one specific area of the country. But apparently the rest of the country was also afraid of it, so they didn't go see it either.
Yeah, no, it's not a great excuse. So it's Looper. Is Looper a primary source? Okay, let's look up what Looper is exactly. I've heard of Looper, but I don't really know anything about it. Let's see. I will say, if they did that, that's lame. I kind of get it. Like, you don't want to be like, oh yeah, it bombed. You always want to have an excuse for why it bombed. Not necessarily. I'm not saying it's good, but like, there it goes. Okay. Warner Brothers blames Blue Beetles' box office performance on Hurricane Hillary. Yeah, honestly, the writing was on the wall. Shazam 2 pulled about the same numbers as Blue Beetle. Shazam is a much bigger superhero than Blue Beetle, so I almost want to say that's an accomplishment for Blue Beetle, but still, DC has damage control to do for those numbers. The studio's blaming an act of God on this one. Exhibitor Relations Co. posted a statement directly from Warner Brothers. What is Exhibitor Relations Company? You see, blue check mark used to mean something, and it means nothing now. It's verified. I've never even heard of these guys. I don't know. I'll be blunt. I kind of don't care either. It's a lame excuse in my opinion. YellowFash is actually correct here. It's a hurricane hitting one side of the country is not going to affect the box office that much. Yeah, I mean, the fact is Blue Beetle is a character with minimal name recognition. This is a B-list hero at least. You could probably make an argument that's a C-list character. Now, it's not saying movies like that couldn't succeed. Guardians of the Galaxy, I would argue, were less known than Blue Beetle before their first movie. And that movie did well. That being said, that was coming off of Marvel, which was having a really good track record. That movie came immediately after Captain America: The Winter Soldier, which is pretty much universally beloved as one of, if not the best MCU movie. And Guardians 1 is one of the best MCU movies as well. Blue Beetle didn't, like, The Flash wasn't nearly as loved as that one. Shazam 2 wasn't nearly as loved. So, just the fact that it's good, it's got good effects. I think, it's just overall a good movie, but, like, it didn't, like, capture the public's attention, unfortunately, which is to be expected. It's a smaller known superhero. It was a shot in the dark to begin with. I mean, it was supposed to be an HBO Max movie to begin with, and then they brought it to the big screen because they liked it, essentially. They thought it was strong enough to do that, and it looks like it probably wasn't, but... well, it's still a good movie. At the end of the day, we still get a good movie out of it.
It's pretty funny to watch this movie fail. I didn't even think it was that bad.
Jaleel, my point would be Gary's not canceled. But, we haven't even gotten to the point of YellowFashes here.
It's definitely not great, but it's also definitely not, awful. It's just kind of mid, which just isn't enough anymore. It's not enough for me to want to go to the theaters for something like this anymore. I need better. I'd like better. Just pumping out generic comic book movie after comic book movie has just turned a lot of people off they just don't want to go to the theaters to see it. They should have just left this as an HBO Max exclusive. I think it actually would have performed better and probably, I don't know if it would have brought in a lot more.
Well, we won't have known how it performed because they haven't released streaming numbers, and that is part of what they're striking over, getting streaming numbers in.
Subscriptions, but a lot more people would have watched it. But
it'll be streaming eventually. People will still watch it.
People are mad at reviews on this movie. Apparently, some of the Friday Night Tights guys, especially Nerdrotic himself, are being canceled because of a review they did on the show, which honestly, all these people are pissed about this review he did, and we'll get into it. But if all these people that are mad at Nerdrotic would have went and watched the movie, probably would have performed better, but they didn't go watch it. A lot of these people that are pissed probably didn't even watch the movie. So, over on...
I have no idea. But yeah, I mean, it was a racist review, so...
Gary's channel, not his main one, but on his Nerdrotic Daily, which I think is just clips from Friday Night Tights and other live streams. He has a review that says, let's talk about Blue Beetle. And there's a taco on the thumbnail, and it's got Blue Beetle on there. People are upset about this. And this is how I know they didn't watch a damn movie, because the main character is obsessed with tacos in the movie, which honestly is a huge stereotype.
He's obsessed with tacos? He likes them. He's not obsessed. As I recall, he was disappointed they went to the taco place. He wanted to go someplace else, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he's not... Like, did you watch it?
All the Mexican food that exists. And there's...
Yes. Mexican Americans eat Mexican food.
There's a lot of it is very damn delicious. But out of all the things you could pick, you pick tacos, like the most basic thing. Literally a gigantic stereotype.
Is it a stereotype when it's being done by Mexican Americans? A movie directed by Mexican American, written by Mexican Americans, starring a large Mexican American cast. Is that... I mean, there's a reason why stereotypes exist, because they're common within certain cultures and stuff like that. So, is it a stereotype, or is it just them writing about their own lives?
And he was obsessed with them. So that's a thing in the movie. It's a joke in the...
I do not recall Hamey being obsessed with tacos at all.
movie. But he's getting canceled because he made that joke. And most of this criticism is over on TikTok. Here's one. And you got people mad on Twitter. Nobody gives a shit. Like, he's going to be fine, but they're...
Wait. Nobody gives a shit? Why are you going over it then? What's up with that?
Trying to cancel him? Like, this is the same shit that I get with the Miles Morales thing. So, but...
What's the Miles Morales thing? Chat, if you know what the Miles Morales thing is, let me know.
But yeah, I guess it's taken off. I didn't even know about this till the other day. I found out about this yesterday. But I guess this has been a big thing. So people are getting, like, furious because he made a taco joke. And, yeah.
I mean, I'll be blunt. I know people were upset about it. They made sure to drop in my DMs, making sure I knew about it. Like, yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. But honestly, it's par for the course with Nerdrotic. I mean, I would be kind of amazed to see him not being a bigot with some of the shit he says. That would be, like, refreshing for me. Just, you know, him having a take that's not bigoted at this point.
That Nerdrotic Blue Beetle review pissed me.
Oh, the Miles Morales is Miles Morales and Peter Parker's Spider-Man. Those tweets he does, like, once a month. Yeah, that's racist. It is. I don't know of another way to describe it. Like, if, like, you're fine with Dick Grayson being Nightwing, but object to Miles Morales being Spider-Man. You're fine with Barry Allen being the Flash, but you object to Miles Morales being Spider-Man. It's a weird fucking take.
Off. Like, the YouTube lady was being...
Exactly, Watson Gromit fan. Miles Morales is Spider-Man.
Such a pick-me. What do y'all think about black and brown experiences? Nothing. So shut the F up. You didn't review the movie. You just didn't like how the movie depicted white people.
How'd the movie depict white people? I'm trying to think. I guess the most prominent white person was Susan Sarandon, and she's not great. I don't know. I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't bring that up. Those guys usually jump on that shit. Like, oh my god, there aren't any good white people in this movie. I don't care. Not every movie needs to have good white people. There's like a billion movies that have good white people. Move on.
There's like one white person in the entire movie. What are you talking about? Did you even watch the movie? Probably not. Highly doubt it. In fact, press X to doubt that this person even watched the movie. And it's funny that this article grabs something got 5 likes. It's got 5 likes.
Yeah, it's got 5 likes. Why are you even talking about it? This is a nothing tweet. And this one's got 16 likes. This is a nothing story. I don't know who's reporting on this, but this is a nothing fucking story. Who cares? Like, I could make the exact same fucking tweet and get like 16 in like an hour. Come on. This is a nothing story.
Yeah, Firestar. Neurotic is racist as F. Who would have guessed? Shocking that a person who has exhibited extreme cases of phobia, misogyny, other phobia, and previous racisms would be this racist when it comes to Blue Beetle. Time in prison didn't do this wad weird loser any good.
I'm pretty sure he did the prison time before any of the YouTube stuff. And I think it's worth going ahead and talking briefly about that. Like, I don't know much about his prison time, but I don't usually dive into it because, frankly, it doesn't matter. Because it seems like he went to prison, he came out, like, sometime after that, he started a YouTube channel, and his YouTube channel started, like, legit. It started legit, just like, hey, let's just talk about nerd stuff. You know, and it was actually kind of a nice little YouTube channel. And then something happened during COVID, and he broke, and he became this racist bigot, just screaming fucking slurs pretty much anytime he could. Any excuse he could to say a slur about a superhero movie, he did. He does now. That's how come you end up with Let's Taco about Blue Beetle. Fucking, you can't just, hey, was Blue Beetle any good? No, let's taco about Blue Beetle. That's so fucking lame. And it's obvious something he's doing for clicks, and it fucking worked. Like I said, it fucking worked. Because even though it makes no goddamn sense, he just did the exact same thing for Ahsoka. So obviously it worked, whatever, so, and he obviously doesn't care. He doesn't care. He does it for the fucking clicks. That's it.
Do you have anything to say about the movie that you didn't watch? Why didn't you go watch Blue Beetle if you care this much? Like, the whole movie is full of Mexican stereotypes, by the way.
Oh my god, it's a movie by Mexican Americans starring Mexican Americans. Holy shit.
The whole movie is full of them. It's almost, like, kind of insulting, to be honest. But the media, of course, ran with it. By the way, the director of the movie is extremely super woke.
What does that mean? What does woke mean? He's woke. What? You could just be saying he's woke because he's Mexican American. Like, what does woke mean? And we're looking at a tweet with 7 fucking likes. Nobody cares.
That neurotic Blue Beetle video was just an excuse for a bunch of dudes to be...
Oh, yeah, Jacob, the villains were actually pretty weak in Blue Beetle. What really helped the movie was the family, the main character and the family were what brought the movie along. Also, Jaime's relationship with the suit, I thought that was fantastic as well. The villains were weak.
Racist and pretend to be criticisms. None of these people watched the movie. I would bet money on.
I mean, who knows? But still doesn't mean they weren't being bigoted with that fucking thumbnail and title.
None of them watched the movie. I just think this is dumb. Why are jokes so bad now? Like, you can't even make a joke anymore without people screaming and crying.
I'm sorry. If it was just Nerdrotic doing it this one time, I would say people are overreacting. Although it's kind of an extreme one time. The fact is, this dude does it every fucking video. This is how he gets clicks. It's how he makes his fucking money. This is who Nerdrotic is at this point. He's not the guy who was cool with inclusiveness back 5 years ago. He's not that same dude. Now he just screams whatever it takes to get one more fucking click. He does not care.
Literally, the movie jokes about him and tacos a bunch of times in the movie.
Not a bunch of times. It does it like once.
Movie. Which is why he did that. It's why there's a taco in the thumbnail. The movie makes taco jokes left and right.
No, it fucking doesn't. My God, you guys are blowing this up. No.
If you had watched the movie, you would know that.
I don't think you watched the movie, because I watched it, and yeah, no, tacos exist. They're brought up pretty much at the beginning, and that's about it.
What a joke.
That is true. The truck's name was Taco as well.
This is such a joke at this point. These people have used this term, calling people ist and phobes so much that it really just doesn't have any meaning anymore.
I'm sorry, it doesn't have any meaning anymore when applied to fucking Gary Buechler, fucking Nerdrotic, who does it all the fucking time, who coined the phrase MSHU and is trying to push out now star hers. That dude, you want to defend the honor of that fucking dude? I mean, okay, but I mean, I can pull out a fucking list of times that he's been bigoted. Like, literally, click on any one of his videos, and it's easy to just spot when he's being bigoted. It's usually when his mouth is open.
More. You get called a racist for just making Miles Morales jokes. And it's a true state. He is Miles Morales. I mean, it's his name. His name is Miles Morales. We're not talking.
Yes, and he's also Spider-Man. Why are we going into this one?
Talking about his mantle. Talking about his name.
Well, no, because when Gary tweets that Miles, okay, you know, he wanted to bring into it, so let's go ahead and pull it up real fast. I'm sure I can get a fucking screenshot of that goddamn thing. Well, this one doesn't even mean anything, but yeah, I found one where he just says Miles Morales is Miles Morales, which is a dumb fucking statement. Let's see if we can get more of the detailed ones. Here we go. So, I think this one makes it very clear. Okay, so here's him saying, Spider-Man is Peter Parker, Miles Morales is Miles Morales. So clearly, when it comes to Peter Parker, it's the mantle and then the name. And then for Miles Morales, he just ignores that. So why would he ignore that? Why can't Miles Morales be Spider-Man as well? You know, it's almost like it's a racist thing. But yeah, you know, Gary's not racist. We won't want to call him racist. That'd just be mean. Miles Morales, okay, Jaleel. Miles Morales should have his own identity and title if Marvel doesn't want people to make the obvious joke about him being only Miles Morales. Well, dude, why don't you make that joke about Barry Allen? Barry Allen is Barry Allen. Hal Jordan's the same thing. Kyle Rayner. Dick Grayson. Dick Grayson's Robin, guys. Dick Grayson's Robin. Fuck Nightwing. Dick Grayson's Robin. We can go on and on with shit like this. But Jaleel, Miles Morales is Spider-Man. Just deal with it, man. He is. Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and Miles Morales is Spider-Man too. You do with Barry Allen. So you don't think Barry Allen's the Flash, dude? I mean, I guess some consistency there, but that's a weird take, man.
But anyway, some people are complaining about microaggressions and stuff like that. Microaggressions are so stupid. Microaggression. Okay, PC principal. Yeah, nothing's going to happen. And there's a reason that the video is still up is because it's not racism like people like to say it is.
Oh, are you under the impression YouTube will take shit like that down? Because they really haven't. Like, if it gets really, really big, they will. But, like, they really don't. We can look at the views at the end. Yeah, it's just... Oh, yeah, we can look at Nerdrotic's views. But, yeah. Usually videos need to get into, like, this millions upon millions for YouTube to really address it if it's something really problematic in it.
It's jokes. I love how all of these people are joke police now. Joke police run around all over the place because they're sad about jokes.
Yeah, you know, a fucking one cringe joke is fine, but he bases his whole fucking channel about it. His whole channel is about being a bigot towards nerd culture. Being the bigot in nerd culture. That's what Nerdrotic is. That's what he's made his name for himself as. If you're not happy with that, talk to Gary, because that's his thing.
Half of these people aren't even really upset. They're just doing it for likes and clicks and stuff like that. Like, half the time they can't even get them. Like, this one got 18 likes.
Yeah, it's really low, so I don't know why you're talking about it.
This Let's Talk Firestar, 18 likes. This one got 7. There's no traction whatsoever. Only 470 impressions. But this article picks it up, makes it
Yeah, why are you talking about it?
sound like it's making the rounds and going viral. Now, I guess on TikTok there are a few people, but, you know, no one cares about TikTok, so they're
Why are you talking about it then?
literally crying into the wind. But I guess this was a thing, and it just seems dumb because it's a bunch of people bitching that didn't even watch the movie. How about
Do you know that? Do you know that?
instead of being mad about a review, you go see the movie and prop it up so they make another one?
So, being mad about a review. So, like, essentially, you're blaming people for pointing out that the review is, I mean, usually the term racist is used, but it doesn't quite apply here. It's definitely bigoted, though. You're complaining at people calling it out for being bigoted instead of, pointing out that's bigoted, instead of, like, criticizing Gary for doing a bigoted video.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed.
Yeah, okay. I am kind of curious what TikToks he saw, but, hold on. Blue Beetle video gets dragged for racist Chris. Okay. So, yeah, it's at 144K. So, I mean, it's probably good for Nerdrotic Daily, but not good for Nerdrotic in
Anytime there's
general. Yeah, actually, it's not even particularly good for Nerdrotic Daily. So obviously he did the Ahsoka thing just because it got people, like, he did it to just get people calling him racist, because he is a racist. He is. He may not be a racist in his heart, and in fact, I have pretty good evidence to say he isn't a racist in his heart, but, you know, he just he does it for the clicks. In fact, let me dig up a clip real fast of Gary.
Okay, because, you know, I really dislike the fake geek thing and the poser nerd thing. That's not what we're about. We're about inclusiveness, and we want new people in. And if new people, you know, spout off and make mistakes, hey, don't we all?
Yeah, I can get behind this Gary. This Gary's pretty cool. That's Gary before he decided to just get the clicks by being a bigot. And it's sad. It's sad. Because you know, when you watch his old stuff, you get the sense that he enjoyed talking about a lot of this stuff. You get the sense that he was just having fun with his friends. Yeah, the views didn't come in, but he was having fun with his friends. And, you know, he was happy. And now, like, he doesn't seem happy. He just seems like he's kind of a hateful asshole. And that's unfortunate. But yeah, he's doing it for the clicks. Anyways, let me go ahead. I was kind of interested to see what it says in that article he had up. So he pulled this from a site called, a very famous website called Remescula. Okay. I've never heard of this. I'm not saying it's necessarily bad, but, like, it was interesting how they're pulling up shit that has, like no following. Like, yeah, that's 5 fucking likes. 5 likes, 2 reposts. Nerdrotic Blue Beetle review pissed me off. Like, that YouTube lady was being such a prick. What do y'all know about black and brown experiences? Nothing. Yes, based. You know what? Fuck it. You get a repost too. She's probably gonna get quite a bit more views on that now. Erotic is racist as fuck. Which, yeah, I mean, it's known. That is very known. Who won't guess? Shocking that the person, yeah, he does that a lot. Yeah, 18 likes. Yeah, these are not very popular tweets that they're bringing up. They're not. that Nerdrotic Blue Beetle video was an excuse for a bunch of dudes to be racist and pretend to be criticism. Yeah, that was kind of it. I guess I'm just going through and giving them likes at this point. We got some of these TikToks like, going over Chrissy Mayer. She said something really dumb about it.
I'm like, we're brown.
Maybe
victims.
stop feeding the daughter. Maybe stop feeding her.
But Taco, I'm sorry, your truck that has about $10,000 of add-ons on a $2,000 truck.
Yes.
That's just a thought.
Mexicans are sneaky, dude. Come on.
I'm more of a normie watching this. I'm like, all right, it's nice to look at, but the subtle but ever-present racism is something I couldn't ignore. His family fucking...
Well, gee whiz, why didn't you play this, YellowFash? It's kind of going over the greatest hits.
Sucks, even when they're dropping him off for, like, the biggest interview of his life. They're fucking honking the taco horn, they're yelling, they're screaming, and everybody's, like, buttoned up, and it's professional, and it's...
I've hit some praise for the family and, like, his dad, Uncle Bendejo, I don't know.
I haven't even seen the movie, but I bet you I know how they got upset. I bet you he comes back from college. Something that a lot of Hispanic people, can relate to is being away from home and finally coming home and enjoying mama's cooking. Oh my God, homemade Mexican cooking. And there was probably one scene. It was probably one scene of him eating tacos and being like, God, I love being home. And they were just sitting there like, yeah. So, fuck these people and, fuck Ryan
Nah, I didn't want to jump.
pnael. Also, I know he doesn't get bitches because look at this part right here.
It was really centered on family. I like the fact that there was a love interest and it wasn't like she was shutting him down or whatever.
Yeah.
I like that. That's kind of back to traditional, some storytelling we don't fucking get, but it just is not enough to make up.
It's super funny he says that because, like, don't all the superheroes have love interests that just, like, love them other than Spider?
Yeah, it just keeps on going. But he makes some good points, and I think it's kind of interesting how he admits he didn't see the movie, but he also knows that, like, there's one scene, and yeah, that's it. It was one scene with the tacos, and then I guess the truck's named Taco. I don't know why I was saying I guess, because the truck is named Taco, and these guys are throwing a fit over it. Yeah, tacos hurt them. Tacos scare them.
Books, records, films, these things matter. Call me shallow. It's the fucking truth.